Hi, welcome back to the channel. In this episode we're going to take a look at this beautiful 17-inch IPEX CRT monitor. Picked this up from a seller, Facebook Marketplace, for $20, which is an absolute bargain. Most of the time they want like $100 to $200 for these old CRT monitors, and you don't know the state of the tube or anything like that, but for $20, worst case scenario, there's something wrong with it, we salvage it for parts. Anyhow, the seller said there was an issue with it. Press the power, it would go from green straight into standby, which is the orange light. So, I mean, I assumed that the seller actually had plugged the VGA cable in. Seems that that wasn't the case. He actually didn't have this plugged in. I got this home, connected up to my system upstairs, and this thing works flawlessly. 10 to 15% on the brightness and like 75 to 85% on the contrast. The color's vibrant. I mean, it's as good as my CRT TVs, which is sometimes the case with these old monitors. I find that some people, they just have them obviously lying around their house. They don't have VGA connections anymore. They don't have a connector. They've moved on to LCD. See, this is the 17 inch. It's not completely flat. It's a monitor that was made later on in the game, early 2000s. So this was going to be a repair video. The fact that there's nothing wrong with it, I logged around about 1.5 hours with Leisure Suit Larry 3, and I had no flickering, no issues, nothing. This computer has no fault. What I am going to do though in this video is just give you a quick look at the monitor, and also I'm going to flip it over, crack the case, and we're just going to have a look inside, because this is actually going to go on my display case with a few of my other CRT TVs that I'm not using at the moment. And, so I want to check out the components and the board inside, just make sure there's no leaks or any other issues or creepy crawlies or anything like that. Originally I wasn't chasing a 17-inch monitor. I was actually after the 15 inches because that's more my thing. That's kind of what I grew up with. I didn't have a 17 until much later, I think the mid-90s or something like that. You can see just how big this thing is. So putting this on a desktop case was a little bit iffy unless you had reinforced the case or something like that. I think by this stage most people had like towers anyhow. So here's the back. So this was actually manufactured 2002. Now for those that don't know, IPEX is a company that is Australia. I think it was based in Victoria, and they basically assemble computers for companies, government agencies. They also actually did supply to overseas markets as well. The cases actually had the IPEX logo vents on them, which looks really cool. And so they were made specifically for IPEX. So another Australian company that's disappeared. But I would have loved having an IPEX system back in the day. They were quite a nice looking unit, especially with the matching IPEX case. So you can see the condition of this thing is great. So let's flip it. You've got a couple of screws on here. You've got two down here on this bottom section, and there's two on either side. Just right here. So I'm just going to adjust this cable at the top here so I can actually get the case up on the top. So there it is. I'm just going to spin that around. There's a few cobwebs there. So that is a little bit rusty on that enclosure. So I'll just turn this around a little bit just so I can see. So you can see a little better under the lights. Get the compressor onto this. And make sure to always check inside the board to see if there's any metal wiring that's come off or anything that could be potentially shorting something or anything like that. So that wraps it up. Pretty good score, I think, and really happy that I got my hands on one of these finally. So, and the last thing I want to mention is I do have more boombox repair videos coming. There is the first boombox that I worked on, I think, on this channel, which is the next one that has to be fixed up because I was able to track down some parts for that one. Anyhow, that's it for this video. Thanks for watching. I'll see you on the next project.